Have you ever thought about what if you can time travel while fighting construction machines with giant robots in 2D? No? Well, me neither. But apparently someone at VanillaWare did. And that's the result. I present to you 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Okay, that introduction sounded super weird. And that is, well, because it is. In fact, it is so weird that I can almost guarantee that most of you have not and will not play this game. Which is kinda understandable, but also a bit sad, since it is a very good game. And while I can say that with all honesty, even compared to big budget games, I also understand that it is not for everyone. If I had to point out its biggest strength, I would say that it is different. You have not played something like 13 Sentinels before. And it's weird. Does it actually count as a positive? It is a mix between a visual novel, kinda like point and click adventure style game, and an RPG strategy-ish game. And the word mix is maybe even a bit of an overstatement. After the prologue, there's literally a menu where you can manually switch between story and battles. They are, for the most part, two totally separate things. Of course, there are points where you have to do one or the other in order to further unlock certain things, but for the most part, the system is super flexible. The battles themselves are fine. It's kinda like when you buy something from IKEA. It's not gonna be this amazing piece of furniture, but it's gonna do the job. Okay, that comparison was kinda awkward. Let's just forget about that. You have to choose 6 out of your 13 pilots to fight off hordes of enemies to defend these entry points on your map for 2 minutes, or until every enemy is defeated, whichever happens first. And you do that by launching attacks which are on a global cooldown for each individual character, and that's basically it. Rinse and repeat. I mean, they try to put in more gameplay systems that prevent you from using the same pilots every single time, and also giving you more incentives to follow certain restrictions, but in the end, they don't really make that much of a difference. The whole gameplay system here could need more depth and refinement, and the visuals, yeah, they could definitely use more fidelity. Like, seriously, models look like a 1991 NES game. Why? Is it just me, or does anyone see a clear resemblance of Space Invaders here? I think anyone can agree that the whole destruction mode, as they call it, is definitely the weaker part of the game. Which brings us to the main selling point, the story. And first off, I have to say I'm kinda concerned for the person who wrote the story, because holy shit, I do not think you can come up with a story, or like a story building this complex, without being kinda messed up. Whoever did this has my deepest respect. Especially the way it is set up. The route it takes to slowly reveal the full pictures for all of those intertwined character stories. which there are 13 of. Yeah, no one could have seen that coming, right? 13 unique characters that all have their own scenarios, their own circumstances, which often interact with each other to reveal tiny parts and bits of the overarching plot. No single character knows what's fully going on, and you as the player will not know either until you have finished every single one. The game is actively misleading the player by not giving out false but unfinished information, while also leaving tiny bits and pieces to what's really going on along the way. It's just brilliant. Also, it's honestly kinda hard to talk about what actually happens in the game without spoiling anything, but I'll try anyways. You, the player, jump into one of the 13 protagonists, which are all set up in the same Japanese city, but in different time periods. The city then itself is attacked by those big construction machine monster thingies. So the protagonists in the scenario find a way to travel into a different time frame, only to find out that the attack is happening in every single time frame simultaneously. So after that, the story focuses on why this attack happens, why there is time travel, who the characters really are, and how to solve this whole mess. Everything else you kinda have to experience for yourself, because there are so many twists and unexpected things to discover along the way. Just nothing really is what it seems. The art style during the adventure part of the game is also very fitting in my opinion, and generally very beautifully drawn. And while some may not like this kinda anime-ish look, I think it is the better choice when trying to build believable characters without spending insane amounts of money into motion capturing and all those things. In short, it's better to have a more creative art direction than a mediocre real world kind of style. So, should everyone just run out and buy this game today? Sure, I would be happy if this is a huge success and more projects like this are being greenlit, but actually, no. I mean, this is a niche game. It's more like an interactive book, kind of story adventure game. And if this is not your thing, well, this game is not for you. So these are my thoughts about probably the best story in video gaming in 2020. Tell me your thoughts. Have you checked out 13 Sentinels? Are you interested? Please leave a comment below. Also, if you had some fun or liked this video, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps out. But for now, thanks for watching the video. I'm Max, and I'm out. Take care.